tonight. This young lady has been a part of our baseball family for the last 2 years. You have seen her pleasant smile and her warm demeanor as she took your order at the Chinook Shack. To know her and to meet her is to encounter someone who is absolutely genuine day in and day out. She cares about her community, and she shows that caring through her selfless service to each and every person here at Lee Jordan Field. Please help me in honoring tonight Coda McCoy as the 2019 Chinook Volunteer of the Year. And Coach Beck would like to make this special presentation. Of course, the complimentary picture with the coach. Thank you so much, Coda. Coda McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Lee Jordan Field in the heart of beautiful downtown Chugiak. We're so glad you're here tonight as your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks take on the big city Anchorage Glacier Pilots. It promises to be a night of fast action Alaska League baseball. Tonight's game brought to you by Fred Myers as they present Home Runs Against Hunger, a night for the Chugiak Eagle River Food Pantry. Now the starting lineup for the visiting Pilots. Batting first, number 3, the center fielder, Dalen Collecton. Batting second, number 15, the first baseman, Alec Beza. Batting third, number 22, the right fielder, Garrett Spain. Batting fourth, number 5, the shortstop, Matt Otino. Batting fifth, number 13, the catcher, Zach Morgan. Batting sixth, number 31, the left fielder, E.J. Andrews. Batting seventh, number 16, the third baseman, George Mendozona. Batting eighth, number 36, the designated hitter, Bradley Knighty. Batting ninth, number 8, the second baseman, Malcolm Tipler. The starting pitcher for the Pilots, number 30, Cody Kirkman. The Pilots head coach, Jeff Pritchard. The Pilots assistant coaches, Spencer Erdman and Cody Thompson. And the Pilots GM, Mike Henshaw. Now the starting lineup for your hometown Chinooks. Batting first, number 15, the right fielder, Mason Corbett. Batting second, number 22, the center fielder, Jess Davis. Batting third, number 23, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Batting fourth, number 12, the left fielder, Hayden Keller. Batting fifth, number 24, the designated hitter, Ethan English. Batting sixth, number 8, the third baseman, Joe Brazil. Batting seventh, number 44, the first baseman, Daniel Freeman. Batting eighth, number 2, the second baseman, Dylan Gardner. Batting ninth, number 7, the shortstop, Pete Fullerton. The starting pitcher for your Chinooks, number 50, Connor O'Clair. The Chinooks head coach, John Groth. The Chinooks GM and pitching coach, Chris Beck. The Chinooks assistant coaches, Sam Potter, Dalton Smith, and Troy Hervey. And the Chinooks broadcast team at Chinooks Radio at YouTube, Wyatt Wewell and Josh Salem. Joining us to sing our national anthem tonight here at Lee Jordan Field, please welcome our good friend, John Teemer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets re-gleamed, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Eagle River's very own, John Teemer. With a very special message, here's a very special friend.
Tonight, to help us get started, we have a 10-year-old named Xander, goes to Chugiak Elementary, and he's a big Chinooks fan. Xander, you want to get us started?
Play ball.
brought to you by Representative Kathy Tilton.
Well, it is another day for baseball. Welcome out to Lee Jordan Field, home of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, as they take on the big city Anchorage Pilots. The Glacier Pilots, this is their final game of the regular season. They have been guaranteed to make the playoffs and are fighting to keep that second place spot, trying to get home field advantage. Anchorage Bucks are leading it at 29-14. They have secured the first place spot. Matsu Miners 24-18. Chinooks still have to play them 2 more games tomorrow at Matsu, and then Wednesday back here at Lee Jordan Field to close off the regular season. Chinooks fighting for 4th place right now with the Peninsula Oilers, who just finished up their season yesterday. 15-29 is what they finished at. The Chinooks have to win 2 of the next 3 games to bump out the Oilers from the 4th place spot. Josh Salem here with Wyatt Wewell. Dalen Colligdon will lead things off. The center fielder for the Pilots. Alex Beza, first baseman, batting second. Garrett Spain, the right fielder, bats third. Matt Otino, the shortstop, will hit cleanup. Zach Morgan behind the plate catching. And E.J. Andrews will be up next in left field. George Mendozano hits 7th at third base. The designated hitter, Bradley Knighting, in the 8th spot. And Malcolm Tipler cleans up the lineup at second base. They will all face Tyler Auclair on the mound for the Chinooks. And Auclair, an attendant of the University of Alabama at Birmingham in his sophomore year, coming out of Calera, Alabama. 1-5 record this season, making his 5th start in 11th appearance. 1 save this season, 5.02 ERA, 28 2/3 innings on the mound, 34 strikeouts, 18 walks, 24 hits, and in his last start, it was a close one. He pitched 6 innings, picked up the loss 2-1, a 7-inning game, 2 runs given up, 4 hits. 1 walk, did a great job. Chinooks just couldn't get going offensively, and Colligdon steps up to get ready to go in the right-hander's batter's box. His last win came against the Oilers on June 13th in a 4-1 victory. Pitched 1 inning and took the dub. He'll begin the windup. First pitch here. Strike 1, inner half. Your umpires for the night, it's Silas Drayton behind home plate, Tom Swoboda at first base, as well as Tom Swoboda at third base, and then Scott Johnston at first base. My apologies for that. 0-2 count, no outs, as that one's fouled out of play on the right field line. Wind slightly blowing out to right field and center. It fluctuates between the two. Bear Mountain in the outfield and right center, and mountains all around on this clear day. Ground ball hit weakly to the left side. Joe Brazil fields, throws to first. It's picked at first, and he's out at first base. Great play by Daniel Freeman to pick it out. Pate Fullerton was coming in for it, and Joe Brazil just takes it away from him, and a great play by Joe Brazil to quickly get it over there. It was definitely a close play. Couldn't tell if from here if Colligdon had beat it out. Wyatt, what'd you think?
It was definitely close. It looked from my angle like he had beaten it out, but there was no argument from the dugout, and they've got a better view than us.
Poke down the left field line, foul on the fastball. Alex Beza, first time we've seen him hitting in the 2 spot, the 6'4" left-handed first baseman. He's had a pretty profitable season. Beza hitting .243, 33 hits, as that fastball will hit the bottom half of the strike zone, strike 2. Auclair trying to work quickly in the bottom half of the inning. The Chinooks will face off against Cody Kerfman. We'll give you his numbers as well as the starting lineup for the Chinooks. 0-2 count. Next pitch from Auclair. Curveball, strike 3 will get him. Two quick outs as the Chinooks will throw it around. And the first strikeout will catch Beza looking on the first curveball. It's been 6 straight strikes. Have not seen a ball pass in the zone, or outside of the zone, correction. Coach Erdman, assistant coach, down the third base line, and then the head coach, Jeff Pritchard, on the first base line for the Pilots. Bunt shown, laid down third base side. Brazil coming in, bare hand. No, he'll kick it right back to J. Paul Fullerton. That's going to be a base hit by Garrett Spain. He shows off the speed and able to get things going. First hit of the game, and Spain had the huge day last time against the Chinooks. Matt Otino, the shortstop, he had 1 appearance last time against the Chinooks and struck out looking.
That's a smart baseball play by Garrett Spain, knowing that Auclair is throwing strikes and getting weak contact. You've got to try and generate some base runners early, and laying down the bunt was not something that was expected from the 3-hole.
Yeah, especially with 2 outs. But you know that Eau Claire's going to be throwing strikes. Runner goes. The throw down to second. It's in time, and he is gone for sure. What a throw by the catcher for the Chinooks, J. Paul Fullerton, and he gets Garrett Spain by about 3 steps. Caught stealing, 3 up, 3 down inning, avoiding the bunt single, and the Chinooks will go to the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Well, that was a quick inning for the top half of the first, as the Chinooks able to get 3 straight guys out, courtesy of the throw out, caught stealing to get Garrett Spain, who got a bunt single. It was an 8-pitch inning, as Otino did take one pitch. It was high for the first ball, but all the same, the starting lineup for the Chinooks: Mason Corbett, the right fielder, leads off. Jess Davis bats second in center field. Batting third, J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. In the 4 spot is Hayden Keller in left field. Ethan English up next as the designated hitter. Joe Brazil behind him at third base. Daniel Freeman at first base batting 7th. Dylan Gardner, the second baseman, hits 8th. And the 9-hole Pate Fullerton at shortstop will clean things up. Cody Kerfman comes in, 2-2 record, 5.33 ERA, 11 games previously. This is his 12th appearance and 3rd start. 1 save this season, 28 and 2/3 innings on the mound. 12 strikeouts to his 19 walks. He's not going to blow it by you very often. 24 hits given up. Last win came against the Miners on June 22nd, a 5-2 victory, as he pitched 5 1/3 innings. Has started against the Chinooks one time, a 3-1 win in favor of the Pilots, and he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Facing 17 batters. First pitch sails high to Mason Corbett, ball 1. And this pitch taken for strike 1 on the outer edge. Kerfman was supposed to go inside there. It just fell outside for strike 1. Jess Davis on deck as Corbett, Texas A&M Aggie, tries to reach. He'll take that one a little high and off the plate. Kerfman coming out of Northern State University, a junior. Chugiak, Alaska hometown. Facing off in Chugiak, but not playing for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. That's strike 2 on the inner third. Belt high, and Corbett going to have to battle here. Sam Potter, assistant coach, first base side, and the head coach for the Chinooks in his 8th season, John Groth, on the third base box. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, first base side. Beza will take it himself as he's able to catch it a step in fair territory right down the first base line. So a 3U for those statting at home. Jess Davis up next, has the highest average on the team, a 274 hitter, 37 hits, most on the team. 2 more than Hayden Keller, who's got 35. And he'll try and get things going here, tie the hit categories. Chinooks did give up 1 hit in the first inning. First pitch to Davis. Fastball sails high.
Now the Pilots will be looking for Kerfman to go pretty deep into this ball game, as this is their 6th game in 4 days. They have some pretty tired arms, I would assume.
High fastball there as well. 2-0 count. And Jess, not one you want to fall behind to. Defensively, it's E.J. Andrews in left, and center it is Dalen Colligdon. That one off the end of the bat, shallow center. Dalen Colligdon, a long hustle in, and he'll make the grab. Jess Davis out. Tried to lace one to center, but instead it'll be a fly out. Caught one off the end. 2 quick outs, brings up J. Paul Fullerton In right, it's Garrett Spain on the infield from left to right. It is the third baseman, George Mendozano. At shortstop, Matt Otino. Second base, Malcolm Tipler. At first, Alex Beza. Behind the plate is Zach Morgan. And again on the mound, Cody Kerfman. He's got the first two guys out. So J. Paul Fullerton will try and break up the first three guys of getting out and try and reach base here with Hayden Keller. Maybe get a double, put himself in scoring position, see if Hayden Keller can trade places with him. Kerfman has worked behind in the count to every guy so far in this inning as he throws ball one up. Chopper up the middle, slow roller. Tipler will get around it, throw across his body, nice and easy. And a 3-3 down inning will match the Chinooks. We go to the top of the second, a 0-0 ball game. Back and ready to go here. Top of the second inning, 0-0. Both teams going in order for the first inning. And Matt Otino, shortstop, will lead things off. Zach Morgan behind him, E.J. Andrews, the three batters in this inning to face Eau Claire. Eau Claire threw one ball in the first inning as that's popped up on a high fastball. Dylan Gardner shielding the sun. He's underneath it and will make the grab for out number one. One pitch, one out. It's a fly out to second opens up here in the second inning.
Yeah, Claire threw only one ball in that inning, and it was probably a good thing it was because it gave J. Paul Fullerton the chance to throw out the runner at second.
Yeah, chest high on basically served as a pitch out to try and throw him out at second. And, man, Garrett Spain, who's got incredible speed, some of the most stolen bases on the team, third most on the team. He just gets caught by about 3 steps. Inside fastball as Morgan turns in away from it. There's a ball. Second ball of the game for Tyler Eau Claire. 1-0 count. First time he's pitching from behind. Morgan the catcher. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, strike one. Loops in.
Morgan will give him a nod. Appreciated that pitch.
Yeah, he says, oh, that was a good looping curveball right there. Fastball just misses low, a 2-1 count. Morgan, a .280 hitter, 30 hits and 107 at-bats, 3 home runs. He's tied for the second most on the team, both behind Matt Otino, who has 4. Hits one to right center field, and that's going to fall in. Mason Corbett will cut it off, though, and Morgan is just held to a single. That was a great route by Mason Corbett to cut that one off. Read it perfectly and got a good enough jump on it in time to just keep the double play in order. Second hit on the day for the Pilots. To the Chinooks still looking for their first. They'll try and get it in the bottom of this inning. E.J. Andrews, left fielder, up next. Andrews, a 30 hits and 132 at-bats. He's got the fourth most at-bats on this team. First pitch is strike one on the outer edge on the fastball. Eau Claire did pick up a strikeout looking against Alex Beza for out number 2 in the first inning. Runner thought about going. He won't, as it's popped up to right field. Mason Corbett coming in on it, and he'll make the grab. Fly out to right, records the second out in this inning, brings up George Mendozano, the third baseman, and Mendozano as well had a big game the other day. He'll step into the left-hander's batter's box, the Oregon State Beaver. Mendozano, 268 hitter, 22 hits and 82 appearances. Pick off the first is thrown in the dirt, but a good job by Daniel Freeman to keep it in front. Mendozano waiting for his first pitch of the at-bat. Chinooks trying to avoid the one-out single by Zach Morgan to right field. And it's poked foul. Late swing by the left-hander Mendozano. Wind has basically died down here. The flag in just to the left side of center field dies down and is gone limp. May sway occasionally. It's just to the right of the Lee Jordan Field score as that pitch misses low. The scoreboard in left center. Defensively for the Chinooks, Hayden Keller in left, Jess Davis in center. Mason Corbett made the last out. He's in right field. Joe Brazil at third. Pate Fullerton at short. Dylan Gardner at second base, and at first, Daniel Freeman. Behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton. He'd like to throw out another guy and in 2 straight innings worth of it. Runner thought about it. He doesn't go. Pitch misses high, 2-1.
And he would have had the runner decided to keep going.
Yeah, it looked to be the same pitch right there that J. Paul Fullerton threw out Garrett Spain on in the first inning. And if they're going to go on it, I mean, you like it right there as opposed to have to getting up and throw from your legs. Runner not going. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2, lower fastball. That one had a little more heat behind it. And located beautifully. 2's across the board, 2 outs. Let's see if they send Morgan in motion. Zach has not had a stolen base this season, been caught 3 times. Not going. Fouled back right at us. And as you can tell, because of where that one was, it definitely mixed up the camera for us. We'll try and get that fixed for you. That was a scary moment. Wonder if we can replay that one, Wyatt.
We apologize for all the movement on the camera. We'll get that fixed for you in a moment.
And the 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Tried to hold up. Mendozano couldn't. That's the 3rd out of the inning as we go to the bottom of the second. 0-0. 2 strikeouts for Eau Claire. 2 hits for the Pilots. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Back and ready to go. Cody Kerfman on the mound, and his first pitch paints the outer edge to Hayden Keller, the left fielder. Here in the bottom of the second, a 0-0 ball game. Hayden Keller trying to reach and become the first base runner for the Chinooks. Hit for a line drive right into Alex Bays' glove at first base. Tried to loop it over him. He was playing pretty far back, right on the edge of the green. And that is a line out to get Hayden Keller for the first out of this inning. Brings up Ethan English, the designated hitter. Ethan's really taken off these last few games as well for the Chinooks. And he'll take curveball number 1 for strike 1 of this at-bat. English fourth highest average on the team, 248, 32 hits, and 129 appearances. Check swing, didn't go around, ball 1 misses low and outside. Defense is playing straight up, as is the infield of outfield. May shade a little bit to the left, as that's going to hit the lower third, strike 2. 1-2 count here to Ethan English. In the dirt, good block from Morgan. It'll fall as ball 2 passes. 2-2 count, 1 out. Ethan English trying to reach here. The next pitch. Check swing, just spoils it. Was a high fastball. And that'll keep it at a 2-2 count. Wind up from Kerfin, payoff pitch. On a line drive, one hopper, and it's going to hit him in the face as Otino's a little shaken up. That goes as a base hit. Took a crazy hop towards the right side, right off the end of the bat, and that's going to be a first hit for the Chinooks on Ethan English, who's able to hit the curveball, take it to the left side. Jeff Pritchard out, Pilots head coach, just to check on his shortstop, Matt Otino. I think it might have actually hit him right in the nose. He's waving off Jeff Pritchard, saying he's okay. Pritchard keeps going as the trainer comes out. We'll pause for a moment. Be back in a second. Looks like this one's going to be pretty quick. He looks to be okay. Well, it looks like Otino is okay. He's going to remain in this game. May have had a little bit of a cut right above the top of his bottom lip. And the trainer comes out. Both of them do. And shout out to them. Good job keeping him in the ball game. Wind's picking up a little here at Lee Jordan Field, blowing out to right field. Joe Brazil steps up, the third baseman for the Chinooks. Ethan English, in case you missed it, hit the single. It was right in the 6-5 hole, hopped up a little bit and hit the right cheek of Matt Otino. And he was a little shaken up, but he's okay. Wanted to stay in the game as well. And there's one out here in the bottom of the second, a 0-0 ball game. Hit off the end of the bat, shallow left field. That's got a chance to fall in, and it's going to be caught by Otino. What a play by Matt. Going over, that's the only way you're going to get that. Almost get a bloop single in there for Brazil. Instead, it's a fly out to the shortstop, and it brings up the first baseman, Daniel Freeman. Second out recorded in the inning. Good play by the shortstop. Freeman trying to keep this inning going here in a 0-0 ball game. Maybe put the Chinooks up. He's got 2 home runs this season. Chasing a third. Can he get one here? English will go on the crack of the bat as ball 1 sails high, neck level. Daniel coming out of Columbia State Community College. And this one yanked foul down the third base line towards Troy Hervey, the pitching coach who just sits on it. Literally fell over and just sat right on top of it. May actually see Troy Hervey in this. Come join us in the broadcast booth a little bit later. Not sure what inning, but a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Curveball will just nick the outside corner, put it at a 1-2 count in favor of Kerfman.
Troy Hervey will be in the bottom of the third inning.
Ethan English at first. He's not going. Kerfman's next pitch. Chopped foul again. Good pitch to Spoil as John Groth comes over from the third base coach's box and grabs that one. Tosses it back to the trainer for the Chinooks, Cool Bryant. And no, Cool is not his first name. Brian is. We just call him Cool Bryant. That's a disclaimer for all those. Pokes it in fair territory. Malcolm Tipler shielding the sun. Ethan English running over, and he'll make the grab. So a third out. Chinooks strand 1. We go to the top of the third inning, a 0-0 ball game. Back and ready to go, a third inning of play as it's the top of the third, 0-0 ball game, and the 8-9-1 are up of Bradley Knighting, Malcolm Tipler, Dalen Colligdon. Facing off here against Tyler O'Cleary. He's recorded 2 strikeouts, 2 hits given up. Fastball sails high for ball 1 to open up this third inning. About a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, chin level there to the left-hander Knighting, designated hitter today for the Pilots. And that'll be strike one of the at-bat. 1-1 count. Knighting had the RBI triple the other night, and Chinooks ended up giving 4 runs up in the 9th inning. Led 2-1 the entire game, but just couldn't hold on, as that's the second pitch, just misses high for ball 2. 2-1 count, no outs. Eau Claire working quickly here. Big swing and a miss there as Knighting pulls off. Bradley comes out of North Richland Hills, Texas. Know that area pretty well, myself being from Dallas. Junior out of Rice University pokes one foul at the lower third of the strike zone. The 5'11", 200 hitter's got a lot of pop behind that bat. If he can connect with one, get out in front, what he does best is just work pitchers. Typically puts things in play, does not strike out often, but he will this time. High fastball blown by him, 92 miles an hour, and so we head to the next batter up of the 9-hole, Malcolm Tipler, as it is the 3rd strikeout. Eau Claire averaging 1 an inning, and Knighting can't connect there on the fastball upstairs. Second baseman pretty good at putting things in play as well. Had started the comeback for the Pilots the other night with a double to right center. Actually cleared the bases, got 2 RBIs out of it, and put the Pilots up 3-2 before they strung up 2 more triples in the inning and brought in 2 more runs. 3 triples in 1 inning, that doesn't happen very often. We didn't talk about it that much the other night, but a 0-2 count here to Malcolm Tipler, as at the top of the zone, a big fastball blown by him. Again, the Chinooks need to win 2 of their next 3 games to ensure that they make it to the playoffs and knock out the Oilers. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. Malcolm Tipler goes on 3 straight pitches, 3 strikes, and the second strikeout in this inning will bring up Dalen Colligton, who had a 5-3 ground out in the first. He'll step in, and Colligton coming out of the University of Hawaii, a junior. Hilo, Hawaii native. Not a bad place to grow up and come up here during the summer as well. Take a short break, as that's a curveball that nicks the corner for strike 1. This one poked foul. And I think that if you're Eau Claire here, you climb the ladder one more time. Try and go fastball in and up. Try and draw a swing from Colligton. Alex Beza struck out looking for out number 2 in the first. He's on deck. And the Chinooks looking for a 3-3 down inning like they had in the first. 0-2 pitch. Curveball blocked in the dirt. Colligton trying to keep it close as J. Paul Fullerton comes behind the right-hander's batter's box and grabs it. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Wind up, 1-2 pitch. Curveball, chopped to short. Pate Fullerton, fields, throws across his body, throw right on the money. And Dalen Colligton is out. Joe Brazil tried to grab it, take it away from him again. And if Joe catches that one, I'm not sure he's going to even be able to get the out against Colligton. It was a close one the first time, but Colligton out there. And so we go to the bottom of the 3rd, 3-3 down inning. 2 strikeouts and a ground out for the 6-3 from Colligton. Sends the Chinooks to the bottom of the inning, and Dylan Gardner will lead things off when we come back. Well, I'm joined by the pitching coach for the Chinooks. I believe this is the fourth time we've had you on, Troy.
Yes, sir.
And first pitch is hit off the end of the bat, shallow right center field. Dalen Colligdon on it, though, and Dylan Gardner will line out to center for the first out here as one pitch, one out, and it's a 0-0 ball game. 2 hits for the Pilots, 1 for the Chinooks, and Pate Fullerton, the shortstop, who just made an incredible play to get the speedy Dalen Colligdon out at first base for the end of the third inning. We'll send him up as he gets his first at bat. He's got great speed. And, you know, Coach, you mentioned before and you wanted to talk a little bit about what AIA is. Can you go ahead and touch on that?
Yeah, so Athletes in Action, it's the organization that the Chinooks are through. They have 3 other collegiate leagues going. They got one in the Great Lakes League and then one in the New York Collegiate League, and then an international team as well. And it just gives – and they have several other sports. Football, softball, soccer, wrestling, you name it, we got it. And it really just gives athletes the opportunity to not only fine-tune their craft throughout the summer in their sport, but really grow in their spiritual life and get closer to Jesus and understand the gospel and be around a lot of like-minded athletes. And that's hard to find sometimes, especially once you get to the college level. You have your youth groups, you can go to church, you can do those sorts of things, but when you're around athletes that share the same passion as you for your sport, and then you couple that with your passion for Christ, it does really good things for these guys in their lives.
Pop up to left field. E.J. Andrews is underneath it, and we'll make it a grab for out number 2. 2 flyouts start off the inning, and Mason Corbett will try and start a 2-out rally here. It's a 2-1 ball game in the hit category, a 0-0 ball game in the run category, and neither team has made it past first base so far.
Yeah.
Chinooks have had Ethan English at first with the single midway through the second inning. Just last inning, couldn't advance him up, and then every time that the Pilots have tried to advance, they've been thrown out to second. And the first pitch is smashed to left field. E.J. Andrews right on it, though, and a quick inning for Cody Kerfman. Troy, every time you come in, it's a pretty quick inning offensively for the Chinooks.
Yeah, we don't have a chance to really talk. That's tough. But this summer the guys have had their opportunities to share their testimonies with the teams. Myself and you, we got to share our testimonies at Community Covenant Church, which was a great experience for both of us. And then just today we shared the gospel with the Pilots, and we've done so with the other teams in the league. And it's a growing and a learning experience for these guys. And from a coaching perspective, I've grown more than I have in my whole career just in this short summer that we've had. So I'm thankful for everything. And what AIA does is great, and I'm looking forward to working with them in the future.
Well, Troy, I hate that you have to go back to the dugout. Got to go back to coaching, but thank you so much for joining with us these 4 times. And unfortunately, maybe you need to come back for a pitching outing. Just because you go so quick for all those. So.
See what I can do. Maybe I can talk Chris into letting me do the chart in here, but thanks for it.
For sure, yeah. Thank you so much, Troy. And we head to the top of the 4th. Tyler will clear back out, and he will face the 2-3-4 for the Pilots. Fast inning is sent it to the 4th as we're in the top half of the inning. 0-0 ball game. Eau Claire facing Alex Beza, Garrett Spain, Matotino. A second time around today. And first pitch is a ground ball to Dylan Gardner, who will field it, set his feet, whip one over to first to Daniel Freeman. 1 pitch, 1 out, and we've seen quite a few of those today for both these teams, as it's a 4-3 ground out, brings up Garrett Spain, who got the first hit of the ball game for either team. Garrett, a single on a bunt in the top of the first inning, and was caught stealing trying to advance. 1 out now on 1 pitch. Garrett Spain up next. Curveball, first pitch, misses inside. Tried to get him a little off balance, working the off-speed first. Just doesn't happen to connect. Fastball is poked on a high fly ball to Hayden Keller in left. He does a little karaoke move and will catch it for the second out. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Eau Claire has a chance to go the entire game if you keep this one up. Matt Otino up next. He flew out on the first pitch to open up the second inning.
Number 5, Matt Otino.
Fastball, bottom of the zone, strike 1. A 1 count, 2 outs here as Otino will just get back in. Curveball, backed him up off the plate. Thought I was going to hit him, and instead it comes as strike 2 on the curveball. Otino, 39 hits, most on the team. 146 at bats. That pitch just a little off the plate, ball 1. Once you count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Chop to third base. 2 hopper to Brazil. He'll fire one to first, right on the money. 3 up, 3 down inning. The last 8 guys have been retired against the Pilots, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Jess Davis to lead us off in the bottom of the 4th for the Chinooks. 0-0 ball game. Both pitchers cruising through this one. And it's not like they're just blowing out batters. Eau Claire does have 4 strikeouts, none for Cody Kerfman so far. And he's only got 12 this season in 28 innings on the mound coming in. 1 hopper to Malcolm Tipler will take the hop, and everything both teams are hitting are just hard right at everybody, more so the Chinooks. The Pilots pretty much just flown out all over the place. I've had a few hard hit balls, but the first pitch here is a 4-3 ground out in the book. That was a laser right at Malcolm Tipler. He had to hop up to catch it. And J. Paul Fullerton, the ground out to Tipler as well, ended the first inning. Can he reach for the first time today? Improved to 1-2. High fastball misses. Up and in. Ball 1. Chop to fair territory. Cody Herfman will field it, flip it underhand to first. And Fullerton, dead pull on that swing, just chips one right to the pitcher of Kerfman. 2 quick outs here. Brings up Hayden Keller, who lined out to first. Opened up the second inning.
You know, in the top of the 3rd inning, Eau Claire only threw 12 pitches, and then Kerfman came out and threw 7 to get through the inning, and then Eau Claire threw 7 to get through the next half, and now 2 pitches, and we've already got 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th.
1-0 count as that pitch misses off the plate. 2 outs here. Hayden Keller trying to reach. He'll swing through it, a little out in front. Paints the outside corner. 1-1 count. Pilots and Miners fighting for home field advantage for the playoffs as that's poked foul down the left field line. That'll send a few kids flying for it. Scurry out of the stands to go get it. 1-2 count. Keller going to have to battle here. In the dirt, good take. Ties the count up 2-2, 2 outs. Try and maybe ground one up the middle. Squeak it past Otino and Tipler. Tipler shading Keller towards the right side. Pull side. And low and in the dirt. Full count. First full count for either team today. Hayden Keller trying to reach. Walker hit. Kerfman still working quickly. Payoff delivery. Outside of walk from 0-2 all the way back. 4 straight balls. Excuse me, a walk from 1-2 all the way back. And second base runner for the Chinooks brings up Ethan English, who's got the only hit today. A single that actually clipped Matt Otino at shortstop right in the cheek earlier. Took a funky hop. And English will look for a second hit. If he can pick up an extra base hit, maybe find a gap, bring in Hayden Keller, put the Chinooks up. As that's strike one painting the outer half. Ethan with great power to all sides of the field if he can connect. Has the most home runs on the team with 4 for the Chinooks. Not a bad time to pick up a 5th. High fastball, Pack picked to first, and the tag applied, but he's safely in, Hayden Keller. Keller thought for a second he wasn't going to have to dive. Good throw by Zach Morgan, though. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Check swing, you did go around. That'll be strike 2, 1-2 count here. English expecting curveball, expecting fastball, couldn't hold up on the breaking ball. 1-2 count, 2 outs. See if the big guy can put something in play here. Another back pick, and Hayden Keller in. High fastball, ties the count 2-2, 2 outs. Here to Ethan English. Keller drew the walk with 2 outs. Second base runner for the Chinooks. Both teams have had 2 runners on base in this game through 4 innings. High leg kick, delivery, runner goes. The throw will be fielded, and Malcolm Tipler will catch it from Morgan for the caught stealing. Basically, both teams just repeating each other. As first time for both teams as well. Hayden Keller thought he got around it for a half second. Tom Swoboda, third base umpire, having a conversation with Hayden as well. And no harm, no foul. We go to the top of the 5th, nearing the halfway mark, a 0-0 ball game. Starting off the top of the fifth, 0-0 ball game as Zach Morgan is in. He'll take curveball right down the middle for strike one.
That is Eau Claire's 42nd pitch, and only 10 of those have been balls, so he is dealing today.
Yeah, 32 strikes for him, and it was, I believe you said 44 pitches for Kerfman as well, as that strike two painting the lower third. 0-2 count, no outs here to Morgan. Single to right field was cut off by Mason Corbett on a good play to keep him to a single. And then two more outs were recorded against Andrews, who's on deck, and then Mendozano. Pokes it foul, up and out of play. High fastball. Tried to get him to chase, he did, but he's able to just get a piece of it and spoil it. 4 strikeouts for Eau Claire so far in the game. Didn't get one last inning. It was the first inning he didn't. He's trying to get one here. He will right there. It's in the dirt. Good block by Fullerton. He'll throw one down to Freeman, and Morgan will head back to the dugout. Chased one right in the dirt, just in front of home plate. And that'll bring up E.J. Andrews. Flew out to right field, shallow right, that got the second out in the second inning.
Coming to the plate for the Pilots, number 31.
E.J. coming out of Fresno State University, a freshman out of Long Beach, California, 6'1", 195 right-handed hitter. And his first pitch of his second at-bat is going to be taken on the inner half for strike one. Sporting the Nike cleats. And same pitch, strike two. 0-2 count, one out here to E.J. Andrews. Can he pick up a second strikeout? Has had one inning with 2 strikeouts in the third. And he's looking for another here. Curveball just chopped foul. Very defensive swing by Andrews. Kind of just nonchalantly threw the club at it.
These curveballs are making the hitters look silly. That's how good that pitch is. With that check swing and then the strikeout swing on the earlier at-bat.
12-6 fall off the table, and this fastball misses low and away. Many of the pitches that have been balls have been setup pitches. So you know pitchers are going to throw them, but Tyler Eau Claire has been very much so in command of his pitches. Very few have gotten away from him, maybe 2 today. 1-2 delivery. Curveball, swing and a miss. Strike 3, E.J. Andrews will head back to the dugout. And back-to-back Ks to open us up here in the 5th inning brings up the third baseman Mendozano, who ended the second inning swinging.
And there it was again. Another breaking pitch that comes into the zone. Looks almost like it's going to hit the batter, and then they realize too late that they've got to swing. And
well, UAB has got to be pleased. The University of Alabama at Birmingham has to be pleased with this guy. Coming back, he's really matured this season. And his 1-5 record does not do him justice. It's a single up the middle on the first pitch for Mendozano. Paints the fastball, third hit on the day for the Pilots. Third base runner as well. Brings up Bradley Knighting, who struck out in the third to open it up. It was Knighting and Tipler both struck out to open up the third inning. And there have only been a few guys who have not struck out today against Eau Claire in his 6 strikeouts. That is Dalen Caligden and Garrett Spain, as well as Matt Otino. Only guys who have not. Trying to suction cup it back up. J. Paul Fullerton, pitch missing low, 1-0 count here to Bradley Knighting. And the Owl out of Rice University trying to reach here. Chinooks don't need a double play, they just need an out. And that pitch is just going to miss inside, a 2-0 count. So 2-0, two outs. Tried to go outside with the spot, but it actually missed in. Pops it up to left field. Long run in, Hayden Keller. And it's Pate Fullerton who calls him off. Will make the grab, the shortstop for the Chinooks, to get Bradley Knighting to fly out. One single by Mendozano, but he's stranded as we go to the bottom of the inning, over the halfway hump of this game. Back for the bottom of the fifth, 0-0 ball game. Cody Kerfman back out. Has thrown 44 pitches in 4 innings. It's Ethan English, Brazil, Freeman. English chops one to the left side. If it gets past Kerman, it's going to be a tough play. It's a bare hand, and it's bobbled as it's an infield single for Ethan English. She is 2 for 2 today. Third baseman Mendozano came over, couldn't handle it. And the swinging bunt works in the favor of the Chinooks. It's a second hit for English, second hit for the Chinooks.
Nothing wrong with a swinging bunt.
Like to call it a swunt. As Joe Brazil, third baseman's up next. Will he be bunting? Coach Groth giving the signs, head coach for the Chinooks from the third base box. And I imagine Joe will lay one down here. Pilots able to squeak across 2 big games yesterday as that's pulled back. Ball 1 misses low from Kerfman. Mendozano coming in hard. Miners defeated the Pilots yesterday 2-1 and 3-0. 2 really close games, and that's why they're both fighting for home field advantage for the playoffs. Bunt laid down, third base side. Mendozano will get it, set his feet, fire one to first, and the first out of the inning, but it does move up move up English to second on a good sacrifice bunt for Joe Brazil. And now Daniel Freeman up next, flew out to second, ended the second inning. Dylan Gardner, a line out to center that opened up the third. He's on deck. Daniel Freeman looking for an RBI single here. Put the Chinooks up 1-0. Chinooks are the only game the next 3 days. Left-hander working on the mound now for the Pilots, just getting going. And Kerfman wants to reset the signs. Freeman will step out briefly and step back into the right-hander's batter's box. Has a slightly open stance. Chinooks rocking the red jerseys with white pants versus the blue jerseys and gray pants for the Pilots. Chopped foul, third base side. Dylan Gardner gave a stab at it with his baseball bat from the on-deck circle, but couldn't stop it. 0-1 count, 1 out. Chinooks with 2 opportunities here to get an RBI single. Bring in Ethan English from second. Ground ball to short, 2-hopper. And they thought about throwing it. The throw is high, and he'll stay back on the bag as Ethan English advanced to third. Otino thought about throwing it to third base to Mendozano, but Dylan Gardner will be up next, and a base hit will bring in the first run for the Chinooks.
If that were thrown to any other first baseman in this league, that would have been an error. But Beza is just tall enough to keep his toe on the bag and catch that ball.
Yeah, I think any other first baseman other than these two, and you could make the case for Ryan Sullivan on the Bucks, 6'4"-ish figure. I think he might actually be 6'3", but 6'4"-ish. 1-0 pitch. Pops it up, out of play. 1-1, 2 outs. The Miners have the smallest first baseman, Aaron Walters. I believe he's about 6'2".
And we say smallest, even though he's 6'2".
Yeah, right. 1-1 pitch. High fastball, and Morgan pump faked like he was going to throw to third. Mendozano, meanwhile, is 10 feet off the bag and just gets Ethan English to dive back in safely. Had a small grin on his face just for doing it, but I believe that is Monahan warming for the Pilots. This pitch is going to paint the bottom of the zone. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Dylan Gardner looking for a base hit here. Bring in Ethan English for the first run for the Chinooks. All with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Can he do it? Cody Kerfman. The payoff pitch. Off the end of the bat, and Dylan Gardner will ground out to Alex Beza at first base. Was a little bit early on the swing, a little bit later, and he's got a base hit through the 3-4 hole. Instead, the Chinooks strand 1. Ethan English has both the hits in the ballgame for the Chinooks, but Tyler O'Clair coming back out with the defense. Well, 5 innings are done with. 4 are left in regular play, and it's a 0-0 ball game. 3 hits for the Pilots, 2 for the Chinooks. Ethan English with both of them. Of the 3 base runners, Hayden Keller did draw a walk back in the 4th inning. But the Chinooks defense is back out, and Eau Claire will work in ball 1 a little bit up and off the plate. Here to the left-hander. 9-1-2, Malcolm Tipler, Dalen Colligdon, Alex Beza. It's the same spot. Pate Fullerton will lead off as the 9-hole in the bottom of this inning. Missing a little high and inside here to Tipler. 2-0 count, no outs. First margin of 2 balls to no strikes today for Tyler Eau Claire. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike 1, lower third. Have seen a bunt single today from Garrett Spain. Colligdon waiting on deck. He's 0-2 with 2 groundouts to the left side of the infield. Dummy shake in the delivery here. Fastball, missing the top of the zone. 3-1 count for Eau Claire, working here to Malcolm Tipler. Eau Claire trying to reset, get a strike in there here to Tipler. He's expecting fastball. And the delivery. He will. It'll be foul tipped right into the glove. 3-2 count today. Malcolm Tipler, 1 strikeout. Second out in the 3rd inning. Can Eau Claire get him again for his 7th? Eau Claire nods. I'd go with the fastball. Full count pitch. It's high. It was a fastball, but it misses. First walk issued by Eau Claire today. And we'll see if Colligdon tries to bunt over the runner. With Alex Beza on deck and Garrett Spain, the 2 and 3 holes coming up next. Colligdon a good bunter. Joe Brazil even with the 3rd base bag. Joe's family is up here. He'll step in a step on the pickoff attempt to first. Tipler safely in. Malcolm this season in stolen base attempts has the 2nd most stolen bases, 13 for 16 on the season. Has been caught by the Chinooks 1 time this season. Got a pretty good lead at first. Not going, high fastball, ball 1. We'll pause for a moment. J. Fullerton wants a conversation with Eau Claire. Well, J. Paul's headed back to the plate, and it's a 1-0 count here as the first pitch missed high. Spencer Erdman, the assistant coach for the Pilots, is going to give the hit away sign to Colligdon. See what he does. Malcolm Tipler, good lead at first. Not going. Pokes one foul and out of play. Colligdon will look for signs, and signs are given from Erdman. And I believe something for sure is on this next pitch with a 1-1 count, no outs. Whether Tipler's going, a hit and run, or a bunt. Colligdon dropped his hands a half bit, and more signs will be given from Erdman. But Dalen Colligdon already steps into the right-hander's batter's box. His back right foot is towing the back end of the box. Runner goes. Pops it up to right field. Mason Corbett coming in on it. And he'll make the grab for out number 1. Malcolm Tipler had that base stolen. Got an incredible jump. Alex Beza will have to come up, though, with a runner on first. And Tipler still staying put. And Beza not one who usually bunts. In fact, this season he has not had a sack bunt this season. Tipler will try and get another jump again. Pops it up in foul territory. J. Paul Fullerton coming over here. And that one's going to get right out of play. Scared a few fans, but everybody's okay, I believe. And so we'll keep going. An 0-1 count here, 1 out as we're in the top of the 6, 0-0 ball game. Malcolm Tipler, a leadoff walk. And since then, Dalen Colligdon has flown out to right field. The first pitch is a high fastball, popped out of play. Just getting out of play by Alex Beza. Tipler runs and is poked foul down the left field line. And this one gets out of play as well. Beza today 0 for 2, a strikeout looking in the first and a ground out to second in the fourth.
Beza sure likes to watch Chinooks fans scatter. He keeps hitting them into crowded areas of the stands. Makes everybody get out of the way.
When this next pitch is right in the hands of Eau Claire. Maybe get a double play. We'll see if Malcolm Tipler tries to take off. Eau Claire trying to mix up his looks here. And he'll pick to first. Low pitch, but all the same, good catch by Daniel Freeman as Tipler slides back in safely. And if I'm Eau Claire, I'm picking one more time. You got to mix up your looks. You've picked off one time in the last 3 pitches every single time. So Malcolm Tipler, pretty good lead. Delivery home, not going. Pitch out. And that'll be ball 1 of the at-bat. Beza straddling the left-hander's batter's box midway through with both feet. Basically takes up the whole batter's box. Delivery home. Ground ball up the middle. Diving stop, but it gets by him with the single from Beza. Tried to go inside and not the pitch with a 1-2 that you want to do. Belled high and Beza ready for it. He reaches on the single, brings up Garrett Spain, who's 1 for 2, and you likely don't turn a double play against him. First time that 2 base runners have been on the bases today for either team at any given time. 4 hits for the Pilots, 2 in this inning. 1 in this inning with a walk as well to Malcolm Tipler. He's at second. And the Chinooks banking on Eau Claire getting out of this inning. 1 hit for Spain today was a single on a bunt that was in the first inning. Was caught stealing, though, trying to advance to second. Not bunting, strike 1 on the outer edge. Eau Claire checking Tipler at second. The delivery home. Curveball hit for a single to right field. Mason Corbett will field it. He's got a good arm. He's going to throw one home. It's going to be close. And safely sliding in is Tipler. And the first run is in on Garrett Spain's RBI single to right field. Mason's got a great arm. He released it quickly. But coming in to score Malcolm Tipler, and that's where the walk comes in favor of the Pilots. Chinooks a double play of getting out of this one, though, with Garrett Spain and his single. 2 hits in the inning. Beza moves up to second, stays put for Otino. 0 for 2 today, a ground out to third in the fourth. Fly out to second opened up the second inning. First pitch is poked foul. Busted him inside with the fastball, and he just fists it back. Zach Morgan on deck, 1 for 2, a strikeout swinging in the fifth. Chinooks down 1-0 here. We'll try and get that run back in the bottom of the 6th. String together some hits. Curveball, big swing and a miss there as well. I think you got to work with the curveball again. Well, how loopy it is, it's very difficult for Otino to hit it hard. If he connects with it, he'll probably roll over to third. Joe Brazil standing 2 feet off the bag and would likely just step on it, throw one to first, and get a double play to end the inning. 0-2 count, 1 out. Otino chokes up. The delivery home. Foul tipped right off the chest protector of Silas Drayden, I believe. And good play by Patty McCormick as Morgan rolled it back over. Picks one up for Silas Drayden as well. 0-2 count, 1 out. Eau Claire looking for his first out via strikeout in this inning. He does have 1 out on a flyout from Dalen Caligden. Since then, it's been 2 singles from Beza and Garrett Spain. The RBI single that brought in Malcolm Tipler a moment ago. 0-2 count, 1 out. Can the Chinooks get a ground ball double play to get out of this inning? It's a ground ball up the middle. Gardner, flip to second. Pate Fullerton, throw to first. Right on the money. Double play will end the bleeding. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Dylan Gardner and company making a nice double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Chinooks trying to tie it. It's 1-0 in favor of the Pilots. Well, Cody Kerfman's day is done. He's pitched 5 innings, no strikeouts, 2 hits, both to Ethan English, no runs given up, 1 walk. And the Chinooks currently trailing 1-0 as Max Olmstead comes in. 3rd time he's faced the Chinooks in 5 1/3 innings on the mound, and he's making his next time on a flipper over to first. Pate Fullerton hustling there, and he's going to be out by a step on a 3 unassisted ground out to first, the first pitch he sees. Olmstead, 1 win this season, 1-0 record, and that was a 5-0 win against the Chinooks after he pitched 2 innings, 1 strikeout, 6 batters faced on July 25th.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 15, Mason Corbett.
Just 4 days ago. Was picked up late and been a pretty good pitcher for the Pilots. Corbett pops one up in foul territory, left side, going over Mendozano, and he'll make the grab. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Jess Davis up next. Foul fly out to get the second one. Jess Davis, center fielder. It's 5 straight lefties to face Olmstead, and then Ethan English will break that up with Joe Brazil behind him, Daniel Freeman for 3 righties, and then Dylan Gardner, the final lefty. 2 outs, 0-0 count. Bottom 6, Chinooks trailing 1-0 here for Jess Davis, the center fielder. And the first pitch, strike 1 right down the middle. Olmstead not going to overpower you, but all the same, Chinooks getting trigger happy here. Bunt shown, pulled back, ball 1 as it's low. Mendozano playing back, and I guess he's trying to test Jess's speed. Especially with a lefty on the mound, he's the only guy who's going to be able to get him here. Bunt shown, pulled back again, ball 2.
That is one thing as the opposition you do not want to test is Jess Davis's speed.
No way, and I think that pitch was likely a strike. It was just that the way that Morgan caught it looked so weird. That's going to be strike 2, lower third of the strike zone, inner half. Might have been just a little bit, maybe half a ball below the strike zone, but a good pitch by Olmstead. He gets it to fall. 2-2 count, 2 outs to Jess Davis. Dummy shake. Might see some off speed here from Olmstead. The delivery. And you did. It's going to bounce 55 feet. Just 5 feet in front of the plate. Full count, 2 outs. Today, Jess Davis 0 for 2, fly out to center, and a 4-3 ground out in the fourth that he hit hard. Trying to get going here with 2 outs. Way inside, ball 4. Second walk today for the Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton up next. He's got 2 ground outs to the right side. If you can hear the horns in the background, it's the Chinooks horn section. J. Paul Fullerton due for a big hit here. If he can yank one down that right field line, it's almost certain Jess Davis is coming in to score. Pop up in foul territory. Will it get out? Yes, it will. Hung the off speed right down the middle, and J. Paul Fullerton just missing it. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Trying to get it to the next guy. Been a pretty slow game for both teams offensively. Just in the top half of this inning, the Pilots scored for the first run in the game. And strike 2 falls in there. Well, I think there's no way you throw out Jess Davis with the arm of Olmstead. No way. His quickest move and quickest pitch would likely put Jess Davis halfway through. Down the right field line, pulled foul. That one falls in, and Jess Davis ties this game. He had a stolen base safely, but inside fastball. See if J. Paul Fullerton can yank one past the right side. Get Jess Davis to move up to second or third. Maybe get an extra base hit. And that's going to hit him. Morgan tried to catch him, but J. Paul falling down as he gets hit right in the right arm. Malcolm Tipler thinks he swung, and he did not go all the way through. They'll appeal to Tom Sabota, and no, he did not go around. J. Paul tried to get out of the way of it. It wears him right and the right side of his shoulder. Might have actually hit him right here in the right side of his chest.
It sounded pretty solid, so I would say it was probably his chest.
That is a hit by pitch, a walk, and a hit by pitch here brings up Hayden Keller for a lefty-on-lefty matchup. And we'll pause for a moment as Morgan wants a quick conversation with Olmstead. Meeting adjourned, and it was definitely close, but closer than you'd expect. But J. Paul did not go around swinging there. It would have been a strikeout if that was the case, even wearing the hit by pitch. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Both runners will go. The throw down to third, and he's not in time. Runners move up to second and third base. Hayden Keller with an opportunity on a base hit to bring in 2 runs and put the Chinooks up in response here in the bottom of the 6th. Keller does have tied with the most RBIs on the team for the Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton with 25, as is Hayden Keller. Can he pick up 26, maybe 27? In the dirt, getting away. Jess Davis took 2 hard steps, but he'll get back safely. 1-1 count, 2 outs. First pitch fell in for strike 1 on the inner half. I guess. I thought it was a 2-0 count.
I think you might be right. I think it might be.
Scoreboard reads 1-1, but I thought it was a ball. The next pitch here to Keller is going to be brought back down for a strike. And it is a 1-2 count here to work with. Keller looking for a base hit. The delivery. Pokes it foul just to get a piece of it. Joe Brazil over to grab it. And Keller trying to get a base hit. Maybe bring in J. Paul Fullerton from second as the potential go-ahead run moving into the final 3 innings of play. Delivery. Chopper up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Tipler, Fields, throw to first, and he's safe. Called safe on a base hit. Hayden Keller able to beat it out. And Malcolm Tipler saying that he was out. I'm not sure who you would appeal to, but that ties the game at 1-1. And we will pause for a moment as the pitching coach is out for a conversation with Olmsted. Ethan English will come back up with the RBI single from Hayden Keller that brought in the first run for the Chinooks of Jess Davis, all with 2 outs. Olmsted really didn't do that bad. It was just that he got the first out, paid Fullerton a ground out, Mason Corbett to fly out in foul territory, a walk to Jess Davis, hit by pitch to Jay Paul, and then Hayden Keller's RBI single to beat out a throw from Malcolm Tipler up the middle. Runners on the corners here to Ethan English. The right-hander in is Logan Thomason. Throw over puts Keller safely back into first. Chinooks have the tying run just come in, and now the go-ahead run at third base. J. Paul Fullerton blowing a big bubblegum bubble on the third base side. Pick off again, and this one almost thrown wide. Alex Beza able to corral it. Wynn picking up to right field. Ethan English due for a big base hit. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Can he make it 3 for 3? Big gap between first and second with Beza holding on Hayden Keller. Malcolm Tipler shading towards second base. First pitch well off on the curveball that misses from Logan Thomason. He comes in out of Missouri State University, a freshman. 6'2", 200 right-handed pitcher. Has had a birthday while he's been down here, June 2nd. Walnut Grove, Missouri. Ground ball hit to short. Otino will field throw to second for the force, but the Chinooks tie it up. It's 1-1 on the ground out from Ethan English, but Hayden Keller with the RBI single to beat it out. Bring in Jess Davis, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. 3 innings left in regular play, a tie ball game. Well, we are back with Eau Claire and the defense back out for the 7th inning. Chinooks tie it up. Both teams scoring a single run in the 6th inning. Zach Morgan 1 for 2 today, singled in the 2nd, struck out swinging on 3 pitches in the 5th. Eau Claire with 6 strikeouts. Can he pick up a few more this inning? And can the Chinooks take the lead in the bottom half of this inning? As we mentioned, this is a big game. First pitch scooped up off the plate on the curveball that misses.
And not only is this a big game, but the playoffs have basically started for the Chinooks. If they can win 2 out of every 3 from here on out, they'll be ABL champions.
Fastball there, paints the bottom half. 1-1 count. No outs, wind blowing out to center. Next pitch from Eau Claire. Curveball, chopped to the left side. Backhand for Pate Fullerton. Throw across his body to first. And the stretch for Daniel Freeman will get Zach Morgan out. For the first one in this inning, brings up E.J. Andrews. Struck out in the 5th and a fly out to right field in his first at-bat in the 2nd. Great play by the defense of the Chinooks by Pate Fullerton. A little bit up the line, but helps when you got a 6'5" first baseman in Daniel Freeman to stretch all over the place. Pilots have another guy, I believe it's Joe Fitka, about to start warming. Big swing and a miss from Andrews. Way out in front, doesn't connect. Fastball paints the outer edge. Both Morgan and Andrews out of Fresno State. And that pitch is strike 2. EJ will just look right back at Silas and shake his head. I think that one definitely hit. There's no question about it. 0-2 count, 1 out. Eau Claire looking for a big K against Andrews. The delivery. Pitch missing low, ball 1. Tied up at 1-1 here in the 7th. Ground ball to third. Brazil sets his feet. The throw to first, it's high, and that's going to be an error against Brazil. He sailed one trying to get E.J. Andrews, and the first error in the game for the Chinooks. And George Mendozano comes up next. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. A tough break right there for the Chinooks. They're a double play from getting out of it, though, and avoiding it. Cannot afford to do that, but all the same, Brazil has been phenomenal this season. 3 errors coming in. That's his 4th this season. His family up in attendance today. All of them joining here in Alaska. E.J. Andrews, pretty good lead at first. Not going. And time is granted before the pitch is even thrown. So it'll keep it a 0-0 count, 1 out. One, 3, and 4 guys are the only guys that have not struck out today. Andrews at first, not going. Big swing and a miss by Mendozano. Can't connect. And you know that was in his wheelhouse. He was trying to put the Pilots back up by 2 runs if he could hit it over the jalapeno sign in right field. Just couldn't connect with it. Andrews, good lead. Runner not going, inside, and called for a dead ball. In fact, I'm not sure that hit him. Mendozano looked back at Silas Drayton. Didn't make any move saying it hit him. I'm looking at Troy Hervey's.
He sure looks confused when he was told to go to first.
Yeah, Troy Hervey looking back from the third base dugout just was like, are you kidding me? Like, all the same, it puts runners on first and second, and now both teams have a hit by pitch.
There was no argument from Eau Claire, though.
Bradley Knighting up next, nor J. Paul. First pitch misses low. Knighting today, 0 for 2. A strikeout opened up the 3rd, and then a fly out that ended the 5th inning. Weak fly out to left field, chased down by Pate Fullerton. One 0 count, 1 out. Andrews moves up to second. Poke down the line, and it's going to tail foul. It's out of play completely. 1-1 count, 1 out. Here to Bradley Knighting. Knighting not one of the fastest guys on the team, so you've got a little bit more time to turn this double play if you can get it, with Mendozano wearing the hit by pitch, moving to first base, and then E.J. Andrews reached by error. This inning is got a little bit more complicated for the Chinooks. One-two count to deal with. Can Eau Claire get Bradley Knighting to swing and strike out for a second time? Would come for the second out of the inning. Andrews at second, Morgan at first. Mendozano at first. Runner not going. Curveball missing just a bit outside. Pate Fullerton wanted a back pick from Eau Claire and never actually got back into position. That helps the Chinooks that was a ball, because if the left-hander of Knighting hit one right to shortstop, it's a base hit and likely a 2-1 lead for the Pilots. 2-2 count. Delivery. Big swing and a miss from Knighting. 7 strikeout for Eau Claire in 7 innings now. 6 2/3 if you want to get down to the technicalities, and it'll bring up Malcolm Tipler. 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. Scored the only run in the game back in the 6th inning when he led off with the walk. Colligdon on deck, 0 for 3. Trying to get Tipler out here. First pitch, strike one, outer edge. Malcolm coming out of Jackson, Tennessee. Austin Peay State Junior. 5'9", 170. And he's got a chance to be Alaska Baseball League first team for sure. He's done phenomenal this season. He'll foul that one back our way, and it just misses our little square behind home. Troy Hervey out to grab it. No 2 count here to Tipler.
In fact, that hit right off of the metal pole supporting the fence and went right back into play.
Eau Claire looking for back-to-back strikeouts to end this inning. Can he get them against one of the best hitters in the league? Definitely, I'd say definitely the best second baseman in this league, of Malcolm Tipler. Runner goes. Curveball away. The throw down to third. The tag, and he's out. E.J. Andrews will end this inning with Malcolm Tipler at the plate, getting thrown out on a good pick from Joe Brazil. Lays the tag down, and no stolen bases today for the Pilots. They've been caught stealing twice. We'll be back in a moment. 1-1. Chinooks trying to take the lead in the bottom of the 7th. Brazil, Freeman, Gardner. 3 batters up to face Logan Thomason, who came in with 2 outs just last inning. Had to get 1 out. He got it on the fielder's choice ground out to Ethan English. And Joe Brazil, 0 for 1 today with a sac bunt back in the 5th. He'll try and reach here against Thompson. Catcher sets up away, and it's off the end of the bat. Shallow right center. Will it hang up long enough? Colligdon underneath it will make the grab. Joe been a little out in front on the first pitch of his 2 at-bats and flies out a second time today. That'll bring up Daniel Freeman. First baseman for the Chinooks, 0 for 2 as well. He's due for a hit.
Now batting for your Chinooks, number 44, Daniel Freeman.
Daniel out of Smyrna, Tennessee, the 6'5", 212 junior from Columbia State Community College. 1 out here. Way inside, almost nicks the jersey and sleeve. I thought it actually nicked the sleeve.
I think it did.
Of Daniel Freeman. That's pretty tough to call as well. Very few umpires will call that if it just nicks the sleeve, the flap in the wind. And a good pick by Zach Morgan behind the plate as the fastball's thrown wide. 2-0 count, 1 out. I think Freeman, anything close here, he's going to be hacking. Delivery. Chops 1 to third. 2 hopper. Mendozano, throw to first, right on the money. 2 quick outs. Dylan Gardner up next. Chinook second baseman. Bottom 7, 1-1 game.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 2, Dylan Gardner.
Gardner 0 for 2 today. Fly out to center in the third, and then a 3 unassisted ground out to first base. Ground ball hit hard. 2 hopper to the shortstop. Otino sets his feet. Lost one over to first, and very quick inning. How many pitches was that, Wyatt?
5.
5 pitch
pitches.
inning for Thomason. Gets the first 3 guys out, and now we head to the top of the 8th. 2 innings left, 1-1. Eau Claire and the defense coming back out. Pilots and Chinooks tied here, 1-1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's been a pitcher's matchup today, and Eau Claire has done phenomenal. Chinooks in the bottom of the 7th go on 5 pitches, 3 straight outs. And it's only been 3 hits for him to the 5 for the Pilots. Malcolm Tipler was left stranded in the left-hander's batter's box last time up, and he will check his swing on a high fastball. Eau Claire was asking for an appeal, but no appeal given.
I think he may have been asking where that missed.
Well, he pointed down the third baseline. This one fouled back our way, and of course it'll mess up the camera. Sorry about that, folks, as Troy Hervey comes over to grab it. So it'll keep it a 1-1 count here. The next pitch is going to miss low. 2-1 count, 0 outs. Top 8. Dalen Colligdon top the order. A 4th-time round will come back up on deck. High fastball, 3-1 count to deal with. In the inning that the Pilots scored, it was a leadoff walk for Tipler. In the 6th, he came around to score. And I can almost promise you, if Tipler draws a walk here, that Dalen Colligdon will be bunting him over. Was given the opportunity last at bat to swing away, he flew out to right. It will be a walk, and the top of the 8th begins with the leadoff guy getting on for a second time. So you try and get Dalen Colligdon here to pop up on a bunt, maybe have a few go foul. Malcolm Tipler with great speed, but haven't seen a stolen base yet from the Pilots. They've been caught twice. Colligdon got his signs, and the delivery, not bunting. Strike 1, outer edge. And now Spencer Erdman will give some more signs, and man, you got to bunt in this scenario. It's a 1-1 ball game. You got one full inning left. Dalen Colligdon's 0 for 3 today. Maybe give him a hit and run. He handles the bat well, but big lead from Malcolm Tipler. Runner not going. The pitch out, and Colligdon didn't show bunt there as well. 1-1 count. Chinooks have a right-hander warming as well, Corbin Barker. Tipler not going. Swung on, hit well to left field. It's going to get down, and it's extra bases. Malcolm Tipler's going to be waved around. He's going to come in to score, and it's an RBI double on an inside fastball that Colligdon is able to get around, puts the Pilots up by a run. And that's where the walk, again, comes back to kill the Chinooks. Malcolm Tipler, in both innings, he's led off with a walk. He has come around to score, and that's the only 2 runs today for the Pilots. Brings up Alex Beza. He's 1 for 3.
And the only 2 walks today in favor of the Pilots.
Yeah, you take away those walks, and Eau Claire has been almost unstoppable. 7 strikeouts, 6 hits given up. So Colligdon, the extra base hit, is the first pitch is a curveball that paints the outside corner. Alex Beza, redshirt freshman out of the University of Hawaii at Manoa. South Jordan, Utah native, 6'4", 225, first baseman. For Colligdon, that is his 2nd double this season. And it comes at a big time for him. In the dirt, good block by J. Paul Fullerton. Colligdon, most stolen bases of any player on the team. 17 for 20. Pilots as a team have had 66 stolen bases, been caught 30 times. Nearly half the times they've stolen, they've been caught. Pops it up on the infield. Eau Claire is going to be called off by Daniel Freeman. And that'll be a fly out to first base for out number 1. And if you hear Freeman call it, you best move, because that guy's catching it for sure. He is 100% reliable when it comes to fielding, as well as hitting. I'd say the same thing. I mean, he's had an incredible season for the Chinooks. .25 hits for him. So Claire does get 1 out, and it's a 2-1 ball game as the first pitch is in and out for strike 1. And it's an 0-1 delivery. Awaiting here, a 2-1 ball game as Dalen Colligdon hit the RBI double that brought in Tipler. First extra base hit we've seen today for either team. And a left-hander working on the mound for the Pilots. Delivery in the dirt. 1-1. Cam Goulet warming in the bullpen. Might see him instead of Thomason next inning for the bottom half of this inning, the 8th. Pate Fullerton working with Colligdon. Still working with him. Next pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Fullerton, he'll bobble it as it goes in and off his glove. They'll wave around Colligdon for the second run in this inning. Now it's a 3-1 lead. And unfortunately, that'll be an error against Pate Fullerton. He had to shuffle back and forth trying to keep Dalian Colligdon honest at second base and shuffles right back in to try and grab it, and it tips right off his palm. And that'll keep it a 3-1 ball game. We'll pause for a moment as Chris Beck is out for a conversation with Eau Claire. Well, Tyler Eau Claire will leave the game for the Chinooks. He pitched 7 and a third innings on the mound. Gave up 3 runs so far, 6 hits. And as of right now, 1 unearned run. Runner at first base is Garrett Spain. As Dalen Colligdon came in to score on an error from Pate Fullerton. Corbin Barker into the game for the Chinooks in relief. Chinooks down 3-1 here, giving up 2 in the top of the 8th. Spain not stealing. That pitch missing outside. 2-0 count. Barker trying to find the strike zone. Corbin coming out of Ridgecrest, California with his brother Michael Barker, UC Irvine freshman, coming in the fall. That pitch outside, 3-0 count. Barker, the 215, 6'3 right-hander, 0-4 record this season, 7.39 ERA, making his 13th appearance, 1 save, 28 innings, 29 strikeouts to his 11 walks. 4-pitch walk will move runners up as Matt Otino takes all the way here in the 8th, and it'll bring up Zach Morgan, the catcher, 1 for 3 today. Barker trying to find the zone here. Not what you want from your relief guy after Eau Claire did such a great job. You got to find a way for Barker to find the zone here, maybe get a ground ball double play off the bat of Morgan. Otino had grounded into 1 in the 6th. And that pitch is off the plate. None of them have actually come close, though. That's the problem. You got to think he's throwing across his body right now. You got to find a way to get back into the inner half. maybe started at a better spot. Low and inside, 2-0, 6 straight balls. Garrett Spain at second. At first base is Matt Otino after the walk.
Brian Cardone has started to throw in the bullpen. They stood up Justin Fox, but then elected to have Cardone warm up instead.
And J. Paul Fullerton, conversation with Barker. He's going to pat him on the backside and head back to home. Well, Corbin is incredible at fungo golf. I will say that as well. And he's definitely matured as a pitcher this season for sure, especially going in as the only guy on this team for the Chinooks who is not even in college yet. He's going in to his freshman year at UC Irvine. 2-0 count, 1 out. That's chopped to second. It's got a chance. They will throw it to first instead, and both runners will move up on the 4-3 ground out. Chopper to Zach Morgan. E.J. Andrews up next. Andrews a strikeout today, reached by error and a fly out to right. Did get caught stealing. That caught stealing that ended the inning of the 7th. Chinooks will try and tie it 3-1 in the bottom of this inning, get those 2 runs back that they've given up here, and trying to give up no more with runners on second and third. First pitch, check swing. The appeal, he didn't go around. Scott Johnson, the first base umpire, on the call, and the right call at that. Cam Goulet warming up in the bullpen. Basically has only faced the Chinooks this season since he was called up. Same with Thomas in. Big swing and a miss there. Andrews will swing around it. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Fresno State outfielder up for a 4th time. Barker coming set, 1-1 count. Delivery, curveball misses high. 2-1. Chinooks in the bottom half of this inning will have their 9-1-2 up of Pate Fullerton, Mason Corbett, and Jess Davis. 2-1 count, and the delivery. Chops one to third. Brazil fields it. The throw to first, and it'll get E.J. Andrews, who stumbles crossing first. Tried to reach, and I hope he's okay. Seen many players do that and hyperextend their legs, but he'll just stand up and get some help up from Jeff Pritchard. 2 runs gained, and now it's a 3-1 lead for the Pilots as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cam Goulet in to pitch in relief for Logan Thomason. Fourth pitcher in for the Pilots, and Thomason finished off the 6th as well as the 7th. And now here in the 8th, it's Cam Goulet. He's got an 0-1 record, 6.35 ERA. First pitch, check swing to get Pate Fullerton. Chinooks have the 9-1-2 up, trying to get those 2 runs back in this 2-run deficit that they gave up in the top half of the inning. Big swing there, and it's 0-2. Goulet in his last start pitched 1 inning. In his last appearance pitched 1 inning. He has had 1 start. Every game he's pitched, it's been against the Chinooks. That pitch will be 3 pitches and strike 3 to get Pate Fullerton looking. First strikeout on the day of any pitcher.
For the Pilots.
For the Pilots, yeah. It was the Chinooks starter, Tyler Auclair, who finished with 7. Likely see Brian Cardone close out this game in the 9th. Top half of the inning, the Chinooks looking for 3 here in this one to push ahead. Corbett, ground ball up the middle. Will it get past Malcolm Tipler? He'll set his feet, throw one up in the air. It's offline. That's a base hit. Mason Corbett on for the first time today with the infield single. Good attempt by Malcolm Tipler. Just couldn't get it over in time or accurately to Alex Beza, who came off the bag. Jess Davis, center fielder, up next. He has scored the only run of the game for the Chinooks on a walk. Good job putting something in play there for Mason Corbett, the Texas A&M Aggie, to reach. Right-hander, I believe, Joe Fitko warming up in the bullpen. Pops it up into shallow left center field. Long run for E.J. Andrews. Going to be a tough play, and it'll fall in. Mason Corbett, and that's going to be a base hit. No one touched it. Jess Davis with one of the easiest singles of the day as Mason Corbett moves to second. Jess Davis at first now brings up J. Paul Fullerton. Lefty on lefty matchup. Reached once today with a hit by pitch back in the 6th. E.J. Andrews playing back in left field. Dalen Colligton couldn't get to it, and E.J. dove for it. It actually went well behind his glove. Didn't actually make contact with it, and even if he did, it still would have been a hit. So the tying run at first and Jess Davis, an extra base hit will tie it. See what J. Paul Fullerton can do. He'll pop one up. This will be a infield fly, and Hayden Keller will come back up as J. Paul Fullerton lifts one and slams his bat down in anger. Infield fly out, and brings up Keller, who has got the infield single with the RBI in the 6th. Has reached twice with a walk in the 4th. Was caught stealing, trying to advance the 2nd, though. That was the first time Hayden had actually been thrown out this season. It was a perfect 5. First pitch is going to tail the bottom half of the zone for an 0-1 count. Base hit brings the Chinooks one step closer. Makes it a 3-2 ball game likely with Mason Corbett at second. Jess Davis at first. Up and in, high fastball. Keller picked up his 26th RBI, team leading earlier, and he'd like to pick up a few more. Chopped off of his body, and that'll be foul. 1-2 count to deal with here for Keller. Try and put something in play. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Down 2 runs. Tying run at first in Jess Davis after he reached on a single to left field. Corbett at second, Davis at first. Hayden Keller, a 1-2 pitch awaiting as Cam Goulet comes set. Payoff pitch. Curve ball, chopped foul, first base dugout, where the Pilots reside, and runners are on the move, but good pitch to spoil for Keller. Likely see Joe Fitka in the bottom of the ninth inning. Chinooks 4 outs left to bring in 2 runs and tie it. Need 3 outs in the top of the ninth as well. Pitch off the plate. 2's across the board. Ethan English on deck. He's 2 for 3 today. First 2 hits in the ballgame for the Chinooks. They've got 5 now off of 2 in this inning. And the delivery. Well off the plate as well. Runners will be on the move. An extra base hit ties the game. So Keller will wait for the full count, 2 outs.
With Jess Davis at first base, a single might tie this game.
Yeah, it depends on how good of a jump he gets. Alex Beza going behind the bag. Runners will be on the move here. Full count, 2 outs. The delivery. Curveball hung, but dribbled foul. Runner's going to have to go back. Davis to first, Corbett to second. Chinooks looking for a come-from-behind victory. As we mentioned, they got to win 2 of the next 3 in order to knock the Oilers out of 4th. Three-two delivery. Chopped to first base. Alex Beza on it. He'll try and take it himself, and he will. Chinooks will strand 2. We go to the top of the ninth, the 3-1 ball game. And Ethan English, Joe Brazil, Daniel Freeman in the bottom of the ninth will try and get things going for the Chinooks offensively. They've got 3 outs to tie the ball game. When we come back, the Pilots look to add to their 3-1 lead.
So it'll be Brian Cardone to take the mound for the Chinooks, try to close out this 9th inning, get the Chinooks back to the bottom where hopefully they can get a couple of runs and at least tie this ball game. George Mendozano, the left-hander, will step in for the Pilots, playing third base today, as that pitch is called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Mendozano was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. as he's also struck out and singled in this game today.
Missing the top of the zone, and that'll be ball one of the at-bat. 1-1 count. Brian Cardone entering in now for the Chinooks to try and get 3 outs here, and Chinooks will try and come from behind, at least tie things, send it into extras. Pokes this one foul. It tips off the top of the screen just in front of us, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Chinooks last year had to play the final 2 games for 4th place to enter into the playoffs, and they won both of them against the Pilots, sent the Pilots home, but they're trying to win one here so that they don't have to wait to those final 2 games, as that's poked into left field, just over the glove of Pate Fullerton, and a base hit opposite field for Mendozano. And man, can that guy really swing it. He does a great job handling the bat. He struck out earlier today, but single in the 5th, a single in the 9th, and he gets things going here for Bradley Knighting. Brian Cardone coming out of Trinity University, a junior, Katy, Texas native. 6'1", 200 right-hander who starts off the at-bat to Knighting with a strike. 0-2 record, 11.07 ERA. Making his 12th appearance. Did start 1 game, 1 save as well for him. 13 walks, 10 strikeouts, 19 hits. Just gave up a 20th, and this one's popped up to Pate Fullerton. Heard a fan yell infield fly. It is not an infield fly unless there's a runner on first and second. 7 hits for the Pilots to the 5 of the Chinooks, but 2 errors have helped with 2 walks as well for the Pilots to score. And in the bottom of the 9th, it will not be Joe Fidka. It will be Hunter Rigsby, one of the best closers in the ABL. Chinooks will try and get 2 runs at least off of him. Runner at first, Mendozano, not going. Pitch missing low, strike 2. Located well, and that one able to be suctioned back up here against Malcolm Tipler. 0-1, 1 out. Runner not going, ball in the dirt. Good pick for J. Paul Fullerton. Pretty quick game, though. We're in the 9th inning, and it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes.
I think we started a few minutes late.
Yeah,
too.
I think we did as well. Pitch misses high and in. It's 2-1. Cardone on July 7th pitched against the Pilots, a 10-9 victory. Up and in, just misses. 3-1 count. Tipler is on pace to walk 3 times and strike out once in this game. Let's see if he'll be swinging here. Three-one pitch. Smash to left center. Jess Davis will come in, cut it off, and moves up runners to first and second. Tipler right on the fastball high, and it puts runners on first and second. That is Tipler's 33rd hit this season. 130 at-bats. 33 for 130 is not bad by any means. It puts you right there at 250-ish. Justin Fox going to start throwing a little bit, I believe. Cardone's still working here. Curveball first pitch inside to Colligdon, who had his second double of the season to bring in the first run back in the 8th inning. Excuse me, second run back in the 8th inning. This pitch missing low, 2-0. Keep looking over at Hunter Rigsby warming on the mound for the Pilots, and he's struggling to find the zone right now. Just in his warm-ups. Many of his pitches have not been close. Pops it up. Big swing by Colligdon, and that should be an infield fly. It will be, as Daniel Freeman comes over. Give the fans what they want. Isn't that what they say?
I believe so.
Brings up Alex Beza. He's 1 for 4 today with a strikeout, ground out, fly out. 2 outs now. Chinooks need 1 more. Quite a few fans here for the Pilots as well in attendance tonight. Two hits in this inning. 2 outs as well. First pitch to Beza. Fastball outside. On deck, Garrett Spain, and you want to leave it all up here to Beza. Don't want to face Spain. Try and get Beza out here. Because if you have to face Spain, it means one of 2 things happens. Either the Pilots scored or the bases are going to be loaded. That pitch is going to be a back pick to second. And Malcolm Tipler safely sliding in as Malcolm Tipler at first as Mendozano safely slides in. And it'll make it was that pitch called a ball, Wyatt? Okay, I guess it'll be 2-0. That pitch was right at the belt line. May have been a little bit outside, I guess. Up and in, 3-0 count. Well, it always makes it tough on home plate umpires as well when someone stands up, when the catcher stands up, tries to back pick, even if that's a pitch on the outer edge. Tyler Weinkoop warming up in the bullpen. .3-0 delivery. Fastball right down the middle. Cardone trying to work all the way from behind here. The 3-0. Try and get Beza. Delivery. And that's strike 2. Runners will be on the move here with the full count to Beza. 2 outs. That was at the bottom of the zone. Something close here, and Beza's swinging. Can Cardone get him to strike out? Chinooks have struck out 1 time today. Runners go. Smash down the right field line. That's an extra base hit. Beza right on it. 2 runs are going to score. Beza's going to go to second, and he's got a stand-up double. It's a 5-1 ball game. 2-run double for Alex Beza. This is the last meeting between the 2 teams of the Pilots and Chinooks. Brings up Garrett Spain with a runner on second now in a 5-1 ball game. Spain today, 2 hits, did reach by error. And the RBI single back in the 6th that scored the first run.
And that's going to be it for Cardone, it looks like. Chris Beck is out, and yes, they are going to Tyler Weinkoop, the left-hander for the Chinooks. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, I imagine that in the bottom of this next inning, Cam Goulet is going to be pitching. Hunter Rigsby has taken a seat now because the save situation is not in play anymore, courtesy of Alex Beza's 2-run double to right field. And Tyler Weinkoop in to relieve. Try and get one out here in the ninth. 5-1 ball game. Chinooks down by 4. Tyler coming out of Indiana Wesleyan University, a sophomore out of Huber Heights, Ohio. Curveball, and that'll just miss high here to the left-hander Garrett Spain. Weinkoop 1-1 record, 6.75 ERA, 14th appearance now in 16 innings on the mound, 17 strikeouts, 20 walks, and 20 hits. 1-1 delivery. Curveball this time's chopped foul to the first base side. Jeff Pritchard, head coach for the Pilots, makes the grab, and will throw it right back in front of home plate to the third base dugout. Weinkoop looking for one out here. Insurance runner at second. Zach Sagal on deck. If it gets that far, popped out of play. Matt Otino, the shortstop in this game, but finished 0 for 3 with a walk. And Zach Sagal on deck to come up and hit instead of him if it gets that far. 9 hits now for the Pilots, and they've got 3 in this inning. And watch your lips, that's strike 3. As Garrett Spain swings through it and throws his bat. Usually it's the Chinooks right fielder Mason Corbett who does it. Instead, the Pilots want some of it. And I was wrong. Hunter Rigsby is going to make an appearance. He's going to come in. Probably wants to get a little bit of an inning in. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Chinooks looking for 4. Gave up 2 in the ninth inning. It's 5-1. Well, we are going the distance. The bottom of the ninth, Ethan English to lead off here against Hunter Rigsby. Curveball first pitch, strike 1. Today, English 2 for 3. Chinooks need 4 runs to send it into extras, 5 to move ahead and hit a walk-off. And you know the Pilots trying to rely on Rigsby here. Strike 2 is a fastball on the outer edge. Rigsby, the University of Kentucky freshman, 6'4", 220 right-hander, and he's definitely in the 90s for sure on his fastball. One of the lowest ERAs in the league at 0.68, 3-0 record. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kentucky's got to be happy with this guy. 13th appearance, 26 and a third innings on the mound, 33 strikeouts, 11 walks, 21 hits.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 8, Joe Brazil.
He has given up 2 runs all season in 26 and a third innings. And fastball misses inside to Joe Brazil. Reason they bring Rigsby in here, even though it's not a save situation, even though he's got 4 saves, is because he's facing all righties. Cam Goulet would have been out facing all right-handers of English, Brazil, and Freeman. Hit hard to right side, in and out of the glove of Malcolm Tipler, and he is called out at first, sliding in. Good job by Malcolm Tipler. He turned what would have been an error into the second out. Hit well by Brazil, but it goes as a 4-3. Brazil smashed that ball right in and out of the glove of Malcolm Tipler. And he's able to still throw it out. Joe Brazil sliding into first base, trying to touch it. And Scott Johnson says, nope, not in time. From here, it looked like he was safe, but nonetheless, Daniel Freeman with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th will try and get it to the next guy. Curveball, first pitch, strike 1. One of the Chinooks players, I can't remember which, rode up with this guy on the way here. Big swing and a miss there, 0-2.
That was myself and Trevor Cho. Both were on the plane with Rigsby and Braxton Cottongate.
So as I was saying, Wyatt Wewell and Trevor Cho rode up here to Alaska with this guy of Hunter Rigsby from Kentucky.
We just happened to have the same flight and the same row, all 4 of us.
Same row.
Yeah.
Who was the other Kentucky guy?
Braxton Cottongate.
Braxton Cottongate.
The starting pitcher for the Pilots.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You were saying both Kentucky guys, both have really had the Chinooks number, and the Pilots are a strike away from winning this one in the last meeting between the 2 teams. Curveball, chopped to the third base side, backhand. Fair ball, throw across his body, the out made by Mendozano. 3 up, 3 down inning for Rigsby, and a 5-1 win for the Pilots. They improved to 26-18, and the Chinooks fall to 13-28. The Chinooks have to win the next 2 games against the Miners, otherwise they are cut from the playoff contention for 4th place. Trying to knock out the Oilers. Start time tomorrow is 6 o'clock out at Palmer against the Miners. Then on Wednesday, the final regular season game against the Miners at 6 as well. Josh Salem, Wyatt Wewell here, a 5-1 win for the Pilots here at Lee Jordan Field.